So I've been getting stuck into the Nintendo Switch beta for Inazuma 11 Victory Road, and I absolutely love this game. It is great fun. It is, however, completely different to what I expected. So today I wanted to run you through what this is basically just all about. Now, transparently, I'd never heard of the series, but I am a simple creature. I see a game that looks anime related, and then it costs a grand total of nothing, and you bet I'm downloading it. Well, it turns out it's actually the 15th anniversary, so yeah, a fair few entries, and then it even has an anime and manga spin-off, which I will be checking out next. Now, if you do enjoy this video, subscribe if you want to see a couple of matches as well. Look to the pinned comment below. I have a video over on SwitchCorner, which has me tackling, 2 online matches, but I also break down the rules of the game along the way. So the truth is, yes, it's football themed, but it's not like any sports game I've played before. I thought it was going to be similar to Captain Tsubasa when it's actually more stats based, and it's really a game of strategically managing powers and basically outdoing attack versus defensive numbers. The only real element that could be considered, I guess, similar to a traditional football game would be the passing. We don't even have things like offside rules here, and the halves are 30 minutes each rather than the traditional 45. But how does it all work? Well, of course, you are still here to score goals, but it's not just lining up a perfect shot and hitting the back of the net. Instead, all players have stats attached, specifically attack and defense. So when you send that shot swiftly towards the back of the net, you will see the attack number, the power number. So let's say that's sitting at 100. The keeper then has a defensive number. That's going to be, let's say, 400. This means it will be a save, but the keeper will now be down to 300. You keep attacking, get it to 0, and eventually you're going to score that goal. Now, it sounds simple, but it's all of the things you can do to up the power of that shot. Why not pass instead of shoot, which daisy chains power together? Maybe you could even use a special move. Even the specials can be chained, but to use them, they require something called attention. This is a meter in the upper left of the screen, which builds up with possession and that passing game. Now, each player even has a different special move, and position management is going to be a real element of the gameplay. That is really just the beginning as well of the gameplay. You activate zones to take a shot. This is slow motion. When the ball approaches the keeper, they have a chance to use a special too. We can even control a defense in a unique way. Basically, when the zone kicks in, we place castle walls. Now, if players can reach the spot, your defenders, they will block or at least slow down the incoming shot, and that impacts those stats. It just keeps going from there. Honestly, passing, as I said, is simple. You can do a short or a long ball, and you can slide tackle as well, but the other main areas are one-in-one encounters. So basically, if you get too close to a player with the ball, this kicks in, and what happens is you can pass it away, or you can try to rush past them with the ball by choosing a direction and sprinting. Now, that is the best option, as it rewards huge attention, meter points for specials, and the penalties actually work in that same way. Now, alongside this then, there's another minigame for passes, and that is when the ball is arriving near 2 opposing players together. Basically, it will get your 2 characters on screen that you can actually then go ahead and pass to, or at least attempt to. This is going to have a percentage displaying the chance of successfully pulling it off. You basically choose the player, then you must hit the correct button prompt on screen as it enters a circle. Now, I don't have the best of luck with these, but I have won a few. And honestly, you could go so much deeper, but right now in this beta, there's 2 teams, each with unique players and skills. They have team tactics, which can be activated once per half. These might give you, let's say, a tension boost or more attack power temporarily, and these are essentially, think of them as team buffers. We also get a special tactic card opening each game, and my favorite was a keeper that catches any shot no matter the power. Now, as you do head into the half time, then you can start subbing players in, and it's clear even with this early build, the strategy with this one's gonna be huge. Now then, on top of all of this, let's talk about modes in this beta. You can play against bots, you can modify your team, you'll earn items that can boost players, and you can play online where there's actually a fair few modes. So basically, you've got ranked matches. These are going to be using your own team. Then there's unranked matches, so no impact to your rank, so let's call them friendlies. And then preset matches, which means team levels match, 2 teams at level 10. And I always play for this. The reason for this is, as you do level, your defense and attack gets better. I played a match against a level 25, and every single shot they had at me just went immediately into the net. On that note though, it's obviously a beta, there's rough edges. First of all, the tutorial is awful, it makes barely any sense, it's all video clips and it's really not a great way to learn the game. That's why I put that video up on Game Corner. This just, for me personally, wasn't working. I just couldn't get to grips with it, so I had to dive in and kind of learn it as I went. Then the ranked matches, this is the big problem for me. They don't seem to have any balancing when it comes to your opponents, and I kept playing and hitting, ranks 20 through 25 who were just absolutely destroying me. It's a numbers game, and it's just not possible for me to win. My choice here, basically play them because it ranks you quicker, or just jump into those preset teams, which I did. I'm hoping this is higher on their priority for release because you want a good competitive curve here. You want to be matching with players around a similar skill level. There's also some clear oversights. So for example, you can both play as the same team, and when that happens, you're going to see formations opening the match, but there's no indication of who is who, which makes understanding your special card just a little difficult until you actually get into the match. It is minor, but it's those little things that definitely help. Outside of that though, there's a lot more to come at launch, lots more teams, more modes. I'm seeing a story option, tons more players so you can build out that dream squad. And yeah, overall, just a huge amount of fun, and look, sure, a few of the connections online been a little rough at points, and there's some visual glitches at times. Even the lobby's actually a little tough to get to grips with, but if you want something different, check it out, because before you know it, if you're anything like me, you'll have just wasted hours away. Visuals and audio then, and at this stage I'm impressed. It looks and runs good on the Switch. The specials are particularly impressive as huge animations kick in, and I do think, given all of the systems and stats, they've done a good job with the general UI. It's not overly cluttered. Now, do I have issues? Sure, I'd like to see more walk-in intros. Each team currently has one, and it's getting old real quick. Also, the same can be said of the commentary. They have a guy that sounds like he's doing an impression of Circa from Sidemen, but he says the same thing over and over.
All stars. They've overcome every challenge they've faced so far.
What I do really like, however, with visuals and music, it's the stadiums. We basically have 5 stadiums here to choose from, but when you're setting up a game, you can even choose the background music. I think that is a really nice touch. Overall, I'm now a believer, and I can't wait for the full release. Even though this beta is free, my understanding is the full game will not be free to play. The only pricing I can actually find is Play Asia, which lists it at $59.99. Now that could simply be a price holder until it is announced. I do think that's a good thing though. I think putting this in a free-to-play model with microtransactions, it could have been a recipe for disaster. Realistically though, it's not going to be for everyone, so do take advantage of this opportunity to check it out. For me, I'm excited, especially for the story mode, and I may just need to add the anime to my watch list, as I definitely want to know now more about these characters and this world, because it sounds like there's a ton to catch up on. So will you be checking this one out? If you played it already, let us know in the comments. With that, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, news and lists daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.